Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor with GDP on the brink tomorrow morning and a potential crypto collapse. Oil rallying, wars potentially breaking out with Venezuela and the United States. We've got Donald Trump in a few moments going live. Trump and the Defense Secretary Hesgarth delivers remarks about what's going on with the Venezuelan oil crisis. We were hoping to get this a few days ago, and we just got the price of eggs, which was tremendous information when oil is spiking and all this drama is going on. But as long as we know what the price of eggs are, it doesn't matter. But tonight, hopefully, we're going to focus and we're going to talk about capturing oil tankers in the Caribbean. Basically, that's an invasion of a country. Piracy at the worst, the least scenario. Either way, it's not good. Venezuela is surrounded by what Donald Trump would say, the largest armada in history. It's not quite true, of course. The Spanish and the British armada was 10 times as big. But anyway, according to Trump, it's the biggest armada in the world ever, and we're surrounding Venezuela. Obviously, it's very serious. No one's going to take it away. But it's not the Spanish or even the Romans, the Vikings had like 1,000 ships. We're nowhere near those numbers. Anyway, we are very excited about it, of course. But anyway, that's coming up in a minute. What are we going to get from Donald Trump? We're going to cover it live. We'll be there for you. So let's get ready to go. Oil is going up. No surprise, really. Defenses play won't like it. Crypto will absolutely hate it. Crypto is going down. We talked about that anyway with tomorrow's GDP. Crypto can only really go down from here at the moment. Bitcoin going to $50,000 is my target. And now it is coming out that actually Tom Lee thinks it is as well. He's been caught out of being a salesman. Anyway, crude oil futures is on the way up. What are we going to get from tonight's broadcast? It's scheduled for 1 minute from now. So I'm checking multiple sources because you never know with these things. Some people, it's actually quite amazing that some of the channels you'd think would cover it don't. They can't be bothered. I mean, lazy, innit? All right. So Bloomberg aren't covering it. Sky News aren't covering it, but we've got a CNBC link, which is quite bizarre. You'd think one of these would cover it, but they're not. But we'll cover it. Don't you worry about that. So it says it's scheduled to start in 20 seconds. Of course, if you've been here before, you know, Trump doesn't go by my schedule, all right? As much as I would like to get off and do my show and have a cup of tea and have a packet of crisps, Donald Trump doesn't look at it like that, all right? So we could be waiting for a while. Could be a minute, could be 3 hours. I mean, it's not going to be 3 hours, but it could be an hour. Anyway, we are what we are. I've got someone here saying they're live. You always get these scammers. They just want you to watch and there's nothing there. Someone's saying here that they're live and they're not. Oh, we're in the white. Okay, this will do. We're in the White House. This is before Trump comes on. I don't know if this is of any interest to you. We are in the Oval Office. Trump is there, of course. We're in the Oval Office. But this is before Trump speaks. I can share this with you if you'd like. Yes, I will. I'll share this. There he is.
With prosecutors who know how to bring cases and make sure these arrests stick. And that's what the Attorney General
Here we go.
and the Deputy Attorney General have led the charge across this country. Because arrests without prosecutions are meaningless. We are deterring criminals from doing this activity. We are preventing criminals from coming.
We're waiting for Trump to talk about the oil crisis with his defense secretary. Stand by.
And not to mention, I almost forgot this one. It took you, sir, 2 weeks to get the Abbey bomber. Joe Biden had 4 years to look for him. You got him in 2 weeks, thanks to the interagency effort by the FBI and the CIA, went to Pakistan, and now 13 brave warriors who were sentenced to murder because of
the audio will get better when Trump speaks with Hesgarth, I think it is, Defense Secretary. Stand by.
On behalf of the FBI, sir, I just want to thank you.
Thank you very much, Gage. Great job. Very good. Very impressive. Pam, would you like to say something, please? President Trump, the men and women of law enforcement say two things to me repeatedly. First, you have taken the handcuffs off them and let them do their jobs, and you let cops be cops. That's why all this is happening. The director, the deputy director are working around the clock. All of these great men and women in the FBI, they have families at home, and they are working during a government shutdown right now. Many of them have small children. Many of them, I was talking to an agent this morning, many of them have babies at home, and they are working around the clock to not only keep our country, but our world safe. And that's what Operation Summer Heat did. Thank you, Director, and to the Deputy Director for everything you did on behalf of the Department of Justice, and you're going to continue to keep doing. And they set the stage for what we're doing in Memphis. You're going to hear a lot more about that, our joint task force next week, but they set the stage for Memphis. And last night alone in Memphis, there were almost 70 arrests. There were 12 guns seized. And there was a 70-year-old man arrested as a result of our operation in Memphis who raped a child under the age of 3. That one case makes
We're coming on to the oil crisis
worthwhile.
in a moment.
So
Please stand by.
thank you all for being here on behalf of both of us. Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you, Todd. You want to say something?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. President. So this is a great day, and I think there's stats that the director talked about which are important, but I want to give 2 examples of what summer heat has done that actually will apply hopefully to everybody in this room. The first is for over 4 years during the last administration, there was a hotel in a town, the middle of a town in Alaska, that was being run as a drug den. There were over 1,000 calls to 911 over 4.5 year period. There were multiple violent crimes, drug dealers, overdoses, and murders at this one hotel, ruining a community. Summer Heat went in there. It's not only arrested all the participants that were controlling the hotel, but seized the hotel. And so that's one example of what summer heat means to everyday Americans that just want to live in peace. The second example is a large narcotics trafficking group that was selling fentanyl in the state of Washington.
Right after this address to the nation from Trump.
And using commercial aircraft, putting fentanyl pills and powder in suitcases, flying them from the southwest border, mostly Arizona, all the way to Washington. It had been going on for an extremely long time, and the entire organization was arrested. And I say those 2 examples because it's easy to look at the board and see 1,000 arrests. How much different is our communities now compared to the past 4 years? But there's actual life examples. Every one of these arrests means that our streets are safer, and that's because of the work of this administration, of President Trump and Director Patel. So I will tell you, Attorney General Bondi and I are together every day with Director Patel, figuring out ways that we can continue to do this work, and it's not going to stop. Like the Attorney General said, and like the President said, this is just the beginning, or phase 1, or a start, whatever you want to say, but it will continue on. So thank you, Mr. President, and thank you very much, Director Patel.
And Mr. President, just one last thank you from the men and women at the FBI. You found a way to get these individuals paid during a government shutdown, our 1811 agents. So on behalf of the FBI, it's a great debt that we owe you, sir. They're now allowed to pay for their families, so thank you.
And the military. Good.
That's right.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions, please? Brian, go ahead.
Mr. President, first of all, I know the feedback I'm getting from the American people, but they want to say thank you. Law and order is not an option in this country. It's a mandate. So I know the American people thank you for that. In terms of the guns that have been taken off the street, do you have a number of how many guns were taken away from someone that had a prior felony or a previous crime that perhaps we can prosecute that? Because I know that wasn't the case under Joe Biden.
We don't take guns off the streets of people that are allowed to have guns. So every gun that we're taking off the street is because it belongs to somebody who is not allowed to have it. Could be a felon, could be somebody who hears illegally. There's all sorts of conditions. But if there's a gun taken off the streets by the FBI, it's because the person who has it is not allowed to. It's not somebody who's lawfully allowed to have it. So every single one of those guns were taken off of people that aren't allowed to have them.
And not including the FBI, all of the other agencies. ATF alone since January 20th has removed over 25,000 illegal guns off our streets.
Please do tap
just
the like
since
button,
President
please.
Trump's been in office.
Mr. President, if I could follow
We'll
up
share
on
this
that.
out to
Could
more
there be
people.
further
There's 300 people
conversation
watching,
to have,
just 23 likes. Please
national
tap the like button.
concealed
Thank
carry
you.
apply to actual DC, like if you had a driver's license in Texas and you had a permit, of course you could drive.
Well, as you know, they've been talking about that for a long time. It's an interesting question. A lot of people feel strongly both ways, but we are talking about that, Brian. Thank you.
Mr. President, on Venezuelan boats, I want to ask you, why not have the Coast Guard stop them, which it is empowered by law to do? This way you can confirm who's on the boat and ensure that they're doing what you suspect.
Because we've been doing that for 30 years, and it has been totally ineffective. They have faster boats. Some of these boats are seriously, they're world-class speedboats, but they're not faster than missiles. But we've been trying to do that for years, and so much of the drugs, 25-30%, would come in through the seas. Right now we have, I would say, none coming in through the seas. In fact, I don't know about the fishing industry. If you want to go fishing, a lot of people aren't deciding to even go fishing. We've almost totally stopped it by sea. Now we'll stop it by land.
What's the next
But
step?
it never worked. It never worked when you did it in a very politically correct manner.
What's the next step in this war on cartels, and are you considering options, are you considering strikes on land?
Well, I don't want to tell you exactly, but we are certainly looking at land now because we've got the sea very well under control.
Oh, there we go.
We've had a couple of days where there isn't a boat to be found. And that, I view that as a good thing, not a bad thing. But we had tremendous amounts coming in by boats, by very expensive boats. They have a lot of money, very fast, very expensive boats that were pretty big. And the way you look at it is every boat that we knock out, we save 25,000 American lives. So every time you see a boat and you feel badly, you say, wow, that's rough. It is rough, but if you lose 3 people and save 25,000 people, these are people that are killing our population. Every boat is saving 25,000 lives, and you can see it. The boats get hit, and you see that fentanyl all over the ocean. It's like floating in bags. It's all over the place, and it's a tremendous. We're saving tremendous amounts of lives. Yeah,
Mr. President, on that issue. I know you've talked about, I have a question for you, and then I also have a question for Director Patel. I know you talked about having
This is live.
distaste
Someone
for
is saying,
Boston
when is
recently.
this? This is
one of the
happening
cities that you
live.
might
This is a
be looking
live
into? And can
event,
you give us a
Liz.
hint about other cities that you might be
Look at the clock.
You're saying for
We're
where?
covering it
For
live.
for Boston.
Yeah, well, Boston has a bad mayor who at least is a reasonable IQ person. Most of them are low IQ.
Everything we do is live.
But, and they're so bad. What's going on in Chicago is just, you'd think the guy would say, hey, look, we have a problem, Mr. President. Could you come in and straighten it out? We could have that done in a month if we had their cooperation. It's going to be done anyway, but we could have it done in a month. Yeah, Boston, she's got 4 areas that are, wrong. And, somebody said, would we think about taking the World Cup away from Boston if they don't straighten it out? And the answer is yes, we have the right to do that with FIFA. So if we think that LA is going to be bad, or we think that applies a little bit to the Olympics too, but we'll talk about FIFA first. FIFA is very hot. If we think there's any reason that, whether it's Boston or anywhere else, that they're not doing their job, we're going to take those World Cup games and move them someplace else.
Thank you. And then Director Patel, there's been so many conspiracy theories swirling around about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Do you have any updates for us, especially in light of all the online content that everyone's been talking about?
The only thing we deal with at the FBI and the Department of Justice is facts, and we delivered in record speed a manhunt to capture Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin in 33 hours. And if you put that in perspective to Luigi Mangione or the Boston bomber, they took them 5 days and a police officer lost their life in their manhunt. We are running out absolutely every single lead, and the best thing we can do to honor my friend Charlie Kirk's life is to make sure that everyone involved is prosecuted to the full extent of the law, and that's what we're focused on, investigating the facts, not trading in conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
Thank you.
In light of China's export curbs on rare earths, do you view India as a reliable partner going forward? And are you planning to meet Prime Minister Modi in Malaysia? Are you open to talks in terms of
Yeah,
trade?
sure. He's a friend of mine. We have a great relationship. He just said that 2 days ago, as you know. We have a great relationship. No, we were not happy with him buying oil from Russia. because that lets Russia continue on with this ridiculous war where they've lost 1.5 million people. By the way, Russia's lost 1.5 million people, soldiers mostly. This is a war that should have never started, but it's a war that Russia should have won in the first week, and they're going into the 4th year. And I want to see it stop. So I was not happy that India was buying oil. And he assured me today that they will not be buying oil from Russia.
Someone is telling me that this is not live now.
Now I got to get China to do the same thing.
Am I making a mistake?
You know, that is relatively easy compared to what we just did over the last
Right, just
week
to update you.
in the Middle East. Middle East
to be
was
clear,
3,000 years.
Trump is about to speak live.
This is 3 years.
This is previous.
And
so
I think we'll
thank
get
you.
it done. I think that Putin,
Thank you very
President
much.
Putin, I think is going to. I think he wants to get it done. We'll see. There's
This
a
is
great
just before-
animosity
thank you
between
very
him
much,
and
guys,
Zelensky.
for letting me know.
You probably have
You're
noticed.
absolutely right.
And it's. I think it's hurting the
I
process.
have Trump lined up
please.
here.
Mr. President, thank you. Curious, why did you authorize the CIA to go into
Okay,
Venezuela?
so we're showing this
And
until
is there more
Trump
information
speaks.
you can
We've got
share
a big
about these
announcement in a
strikes
moment.
on the
Stand by.
alleged-
Well, I can't
Talk
do
about
that,
the
but
Caribbean.
I
Thank you
authorized
for
for 2 reasons. Really.
You're helping me out there, folks.
Number one, they have
My mistake,
emptied
I
their prisons
apologize.
into the United States of America. They came in through the.
Thank you ever so much, everyone.
Border. They came in because we had an open border policy. And as soon as I heard that, I said, a lot of these countries, they're not the only country, but they're the worst abuser. And they've entered they've allowed thousands and thousands of prisoners, mental institutions.
Let me interrupt this
people.
as we wait for Trump. Now, this is exactly an issue that I've often spoke about, and this is a perfect example. It caught me out. You see, I made a mistake there. Let me explain this. This is very, very important, actually. People just want to sell the news. They don't care if it's true, honest. They say if it's live and it's not. Everyone just wants to make ad revenue. Well, I apologize for making that mistake. That was my mistake. The live broadcast is in a few moments. He hasn't. This is it here. He hasn't spoken yet. This is from yesterday, whatever it was. So what people do, and I detest this, right? I've always told you we are always transparent on the extra channel. This is our extra channel. Look. It says here, restream today's shows, the chat is live. There's me sat here talking to you. This is my camera here, whereas this is a restream from this morning. And I say in the title, restream what you missed today. It tells you here, and it also shows you, bloody great sign here, restream today's show. Because I want to be honest and transparent, not just put out videos and restream stuff and so on and so forth just to get your ad revenue. It's disgusting. It's dishonest. So a few moments ago, you may remember, as we are waiting for this, we're waiting for Trump to speak, I said to you, I can see something here. It says it's live. And I said to you that people always do this. They restream something else at the same time because when you're looking for it, you end up watching it. So they make ad revenue. And I literally fell into it. I streamed this thinking this was live. And I apologize. This is not live. As people in the chat were telling me, this is from a day ago or whatever. Still relevant to today's information, but still not true, okay? So I made a mistake that I got caught out. So very, very important. I talk about this all the time. This is why when we go live, I show the clock. I show the date. I'm always transparent. And when we do the extra channel, it says this is a restream. It's very, very important. You understand that? So I apologize for misleading you. I believe this was from yesterday or whenever it was. So it's still quite interesting. However, it's not what Trump is saying. So this channel here, they've got 7 million subscribers and they are a fake account. Look at that. There's 1,260 people watching what was streamed a day or so ago, and they're saying it's live right now. They are restreaming a live event and calling it live. That is disgusting. That is not happening. That is what I got caught up in. So please be careful. I literally hate channels that do this. All they want to do is get you to watch so they make money. And 7 million people subscribe to this thinking that this is being streamed live right now. And it's not. So what do? We go, delete that nonsense. All right. So anyway, I apologize for that. Okay, so we are waiting for CNBC to go live. This is actually live. So what I'm going to do is bring you back to my portfolio. I'm beating the market again today, folks. Look at that. We bought Coca-Cola. Crypto went down, as we expect for GDP in the morning. I bought Coca-Cola, and we're all making money on Coca-Cola, as you can see. I'm up $400. It's going to 10x that, going to $4,000 by the time we are through. And I think I paid my margin back now. There we go. Yep, I've paid the margin off. There we go. We sold the SGov. We made a profit on my SGov. That's exactly, folks, how you do it. I had it there earning 4%, sold my SGov, waited because without the day, throughout the day, it's not settled. So the margin is paid off. We are now back in Coca-Cola. We've got 37% of my portfolio in there. We've got $90,000. We're making money. Wonderful stuff. SGov is currently 61% of my portfolio, and it's making money, and we just trimmed it. Good, 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 good. Oil is spiking, of course, and we're waiting for Trump to speak. So thank you so much, all of you that alerted me to that. So what I'm going to do, as we wait for Trump to speak, I can't believe it. I can't believe we've got 400 people watching here, and there's 7 million subscribers on a channel that is restreaming and declaring it's live now when it's not, because they know people are looking for it. So we'll just stream yesterday's and pretend it's today's. Stream yesterday's, but tell people it's yesterday's. No, we can't do that. Nobody will watch. Oh, okay, then lie then. Okay. This is how it goes, folks. This is how it goes. It makes me sick, but anyway, there it is. Right, let me go and look over here. I want to see live news. Here we go, live news. December 21, view all videos. Okay, nothing there yet. December, right. So we're waiting. We'll be live again shortly. Right, so we're waiting for Trump to go live. I've got the White House link as well up, so I've got that ready to go. But where we're going to pick it up is on CNBC. Now, this is important because this is for tomorrow's. This is for tomorrow's event. This is very, very important because we are looking at this for the morning. And with GDP, oil crisis, and crypto could collapse tomorrow if all this goes wrong. Anyway, we shall come back to that in a second. Let me come back to here. So while we wait, let's do some comments and questions. So, Judge Genie is wonderful. Don't ever mix sports. This is not going on now. Yes, we found out. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you so much indeed. Agreed. We're waiting for Trump to speak. This is an older video, Martin, just saying thank you, Mike. Thank you very much indeed for that. Sport always has political invention. Every Trump speech seems the same. My bad if not. No, it appears you were right, Mike. So thank you for persevering. LOL, no, James, it's just not. Liz, thank you so much. I made the mistake. I'm sorry for being wrong. China, it is live. It is live. It looks like it's an older one. Thank you, Mike. Old video, mate. Russia lost million soldiers. What is that guy smoking? Great relationship. God, his word to take down, not a battle, but God is prayer. It's from Jeff. Daddy is waving. Thank you, Liz. You're very welcome. We were just saying thank you. No worries. Thank you very much indeed. Martin should be president of the world. All day we have Trump videos on YouTube. We were just saying, good man, appreciate that. Every Trump speech is the same anyway. Can we have more Caroline Levitt? Oh God, I don't like that woman. Does anyone like Caroline Levitt? She's a bit big-headed, isn't she, really? She's a bit gobby, I don't like her. I don't like her. Mike, fix the show. Yes, Mike fixed the show. Mike always fixes the show until he breaks it. We rich yet? We're doing all right. Yeah, we're doing all right. Yeah. Mike, did you sell your Coca-Cola or you're holding? because there's $4,000 in it. I'm not selling my Coca-Cola at all, especially with what's coming up in the morning. The farmers in France are showing they are sick of these tiny elites. Mike for vice president. I never break the show. Yeah, he does all the time. Mike for president. You said me for president. Bloody hell, what's going on here? Make your bloody mind up. All right, we're waiting for Trump to take the seat. We thought he was live earlier. He wasn't. It was some sick YouTuber trying to make money out of nothing. And they're really big too. 7 million subscribers, lying, basically. Unbelievable. Isn't it amazing? 7 million subscribers, and they're basically lying to everybody. And everyone watches. I've learned this. This is what people do. I could just grow so quickly. I could just lie about everything. It wouldn't matter. If I didn't care, I could be as rich. How rich do you need to be just to make up lies? How rich is what's the price you pay for that? Like fake news. Yes, dynamic duo. 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago. So it's pretty new, wasn't it? Pretty new. Anyway, eggs. We're talking eggs. Viva. How are you, Viva? Vaz is dope. It technically is this, though. Bar humbug channels. Trump's yellow tie. Martyn, no big hugs. It's okay. Rubbish tie. It's a lie. It is a live restream. Okay. So when you watch James Bond at Christmas, right, you watch Moonraker live on the telly. Is it live or was it made like 40 years ago? Just saying. Orange bullish. Last Christmas I gave you my XRP, but the next day you dump it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'm buying something Coca-Cola. Last Christmas, I gave you my XRP, but the very next day, you dump it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'm buying some Coca-Cola. Hey, how about it? How about it? The Amish need to show us how they do it. Trump's tight rubbish. Big, beautiful tie, China tie. Mike and Liz saved the day. They did. Vocal Vossa, this is hilarious. Where's the link? Don't start that again. We're waiting for Donald Trump. If you just tuned in, stand by. We're waiting for Trump to speak. Smash the like button, Vaz. It's a very long tie. The longest tie. The politicians are a joke. None ever go to prison. It's a box soap opera. Can't wait to hear him tell the world. 2020, Joe Biden was the first. I love this. This is great. This is great. I can't wait. I can't wait for him to tell the world the 2020 Joe Biden was voter fraud. Breaking news. Breaking news. Yeah, probably. I love it. I gotta be honest. Whether you love Trump, hate Trump, I don't know why he always goes on about Biden all the time. Bloody hell. He might as well go on about Winston Churchill. Doesn't make any difference, does it?
At Furman 7734 donated $9.99 through a super chat. Stock review for OSP Isotopes Incorporate. Sensei gave me a chart analysis a while back. Would like the fundamentals from you, please.
Aspie, I have said to people, I'm not doing reviews at the moment. Stop giving me money because I've got my list is too big. But you don't listen, so I'll write it down. But please stop doing it for the minute, please. Aspie Isotope, that's it. There it is. Let me write this down then. $10. It goes there, about 1/8. So ASPI isotopes. There you go. Okay, thank you very much. There it is. All right. Okay. Okay, we're waiting for Trump to speak. It's very important for the morning show, I would say. Longest tie, Vaz. It's a long tie. It's actually the correct length. The blade of the tie is supposed to be an inch below the belt line, which is correct. It's actually correct. So when you're all giving it when you're all giving it the tie's too long, it's actually right, by the way. Trump's speeches are very similar every time. Most people thought it was live. Yeah, it's very easy to con the world, isn't it, when the speeches are all the same. True, James, you can never tell us who repeats the same stuff on and on and on and on and on. Not a fan. Not a fan of. Not a fan of what? I think Caroline Leavitt is absolutely amazing. Do you like her, do you, David? In which way? Does she look nice? Does she sound nice? Does she do good things? What do you like about her? I never had Coca-Cola. Oh, you didn't. I thought you said you did. Bloody hell, Mike. Quality Street tub is open. Yes, mine is as well. I've got me Quality Street tub. Yeah, I've got me Quality Street tub. Proper Crimbo. Yeah, Kazansky, I've got me Quality Street tin. If I get a super chat, I will go and get my Quality Street tin and show you. If I get a super chat, I will go and get my Quality Street tin and share you the greatest British tradition there is. Christmas is not Christmas until you have a Quality Street tin. They're plastic now, and I told Leah I used to play drums on it years ago. Why did I unsubscribe? Why? I've no idea, mate. You're not a member. You haven't got a member's badge. That means you didn't renew it. That means someone donated it to you and you never renewed it. So you lose your history. So you want to, membership is not subscription. They are different. Okay. You are a subscriber. Otherwise you couldn't chat in the chat. All right. But you've lost your membership. Go and renew it and then you can be a member again. Otherwise you lose your history. Levitt way better than the previous woke. Yeah. The lady before, she was rubbish, right? I got to be honest. Whichever political side you are, the lady before, I'm not even going to start on that. I'll get in trouble. Vaz Trump bingo cards on the ready. No, I don't like her either. Good God, says Mike. Good thing you didn't block Mike. I was going to block him. Caroline is a beast. In a good way. Wood said LOL. Got to admit, Trump's speeches can repeat. You reckon? We're waiting for Trump to go live in a minute. God will hold Trump to his job. If he doesn't do his word, we lose, says Jeff. Hello.
I can't believe this.
I can believe it. Gaming has donated 5 memberships. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. Christmas, my true love sent to me 5 memberships. On the 6th day of Christmas, gaming sent to me 5 memberships, 4 memberships. On the 7th day of Christmas, gaming sent to me memberships, Quality Street, Jaffa Cakes too. On the 9th day of Christmas, I sat down to watch TV, Wizard of Oz, James Bond, Quality Street, Baileys. This is rubbish. Stop it, Martin. Stop it. I'll stop it. I can believe it. I can't believe it. I made the right balls of that. I'm sorry about it. It was rubbish. It's Christmas, isn't it? I'm curious how much profit you made in your first year when you started with $5,000 at the beginning. The gains are usually small, but great show. LJ702, I lost money. I lost $40,000. Oh my God. I got into margin.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, I can believe it. Yeah, it was good, but I lost a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. Lost $40,000. Caroline Leavitt is a beast. Like her better than Jen Psaki. Is that right? What's your prediction on Coca-Cola? It's an $80 stock. $80 business all the way home. $80. So when it's ever...
I can't believe
I can believe it. You said you got out of Coca-Cola. I did. Got back in several times. I made $14,000 and now I'm going to make another $4,000. You got to keep up. You snooze, you lose, mate. You said you got out of Coca-Cola. I did. And then I bought some more. It went under value. So I bought it again. $91,000 on my brokerage. 30,000 on my Roth IRA, 120 grand. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I bought it back. Absolutely.
I can't believe
I
this.
can believe it.
At Thailand, Chipolata has become a member.
He's gone to Electrum. He's gone to Electrum, VIP circle, the inner circle. The inner circle, Thailand, Chipolata. How come I can comment on this? I'm not a subscriber. You are a subscriber, Thailand Chipolata. You are getting confused with subscription and memberships. You are confusing yourself. Do not get confused. I'm trying to help you. Frodo, I am not trying to steal from you. I'm trying to help you. That was yesterday, Dirty Wraith. Dirty Wraith, Trump lies all the time, says Mark Lovato. Thank you, David Hensley, for doing a great job. No, another XRP song. Not another XRP song. Who wants to hear it? XRP? XRP. Oi. Always believe in your... Absolutely right. How about it? How about it? What was Sweet Caroline or Pam Bondi? I get the two confused. Was that Sweet Caroline? Whap, whap, whap. All star. Hello, you can sing, man. Did you go and hear my Chris Rea? I also did a tribute to Andre Bocelli. Different thing altogether. Did you go and check out my Chris Rea? Has everyone seen it? Has everyone seen it? I'm not going to do a poll, bugger it. I could do a poll. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. If you saw it, you saw it. You didn't, you didn't. Love the quality streets. Show the tin. All right, then. We're waiting for Trump. Here goes Coca-Cola. We're making more money now.
At Slim Veluto donated
This is getting too easy, isn't it?
through a super chat. Love the quality streets. Show the tin.
You want to show the tin? Christmas, innit? You want the quality street tin. Everyone in England has a quality street tin. Let me go and get the quality street tin. Stay right there. It's in the lounge. Right, I'm going into the lounge to get the quality street tin. Oh. Right, here come me sweets. Here come me sweets. It's not Christmas until you have a quality street. Here we go. Christmas time. Quality street. There it is. It's been the same for 3,000 years. Quality street, look at that. Paper wrappers now. Environmentally friendly. In a recyclable box. Very, very sensible. So you open it up while we wait for Donald Trump. You open it up. This is what you do at Christmas. You know we do super chats for whiskey shots. I'm going to do super chats for sweets. Can't get away with that, can I? Can I get away with that? Can I get people to pay me to eat chocolates? That'd be good. Right, ready? There you go. Quality streets. Right. The ones you want are the ones I've ate already. Oh, God. I've already eaten them. It's the purple ones. It's got the hazelnut with the chocolate in. That's my favourite, but they're all gone. Oh, no. There's one left. There's the favourite one. That's the one that everybody wants. While we wait for Donald Trump, hang on, I've got to make space here. Let me move the bell. Let me move that. Right, put it over there. Put it out there. Right. This one here is the one that everybody wants, the purple one. There's a hazelnut in this one. Everybody wants it. So if I get a super chat, I'll eat it. So basically, the trolls love this part of the show. The trolls love it. They go, Martyn is literally getting people to pay him to eat chocolates. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. It's called the power of the super chat. We haven't done that for a while. Have we done that for a while? We haven't done that for a while, have we? The power of the super chat, right? So essentially, I have control over you. It's called hypno nonsense, okay? It's when I look into the camera and I go, the power of the super chat. You are in a cult. At Christmas, as we wait for Donald Trump, give me super chat so I eat chocolate. So basically, I'm getting paid to eat my own chocolates. It's great because basically, if I can keep getting paid to eat chocolates, okay, I basically never run out. It's like a revolving conveyor belt. If I can earn money, if I get about $5, I can go out and buy another box of Quality Street. It's a win-win. So I ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work this time. Not got the power. Mike's saying he hasn't got the power. It's not working. He's right. It's not working. I'll try harder. Hang on. I'll try harder. I'll turn the effects on. Hang on. I need the effects. I need the effects on. Right, ready? Okay. Okay. In fact, I don't know now if this is working. I don't know. Is it doing it? Bypass. 1, 2. Is that working? The power of the super chat. Is that working? I don't know.
At TH1 Suede 3th Gaming donated $2 through a super chat. Have at it, sir. Eat chocolate.
See? There you go. Where's it gone? See, Mike? You can put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm getting paid to eat chocolates. So we're waiting for Donald Trump. Let me refresh the screen. God, how long we got to wait for this? There's another one. This will piss him off. Yeah. Literally. Right. Here it comes. It's not reading it out. Why didn't it read them out? Read it out. Hang on. It didn't read it out. Replay that. It didn't read it out. So why is it not reading them out?
At Furman 7734 donated $1.99 through a super chat. Enjoy your chocolate, Martin.
Yeah, it does absolutely annoy the trolls. They hate it. The trolls hate it. They go, I can't believe it. Martyn Lucas is literally getting people to pay for him to eat chocolate. He's all about the money. He's a money grabbing person. He's terrible. Here it is. Here you go. That's probably why it didn't read it out. We're waiting for Donald Trump, by the way. Here we go. It won't read that one out because of it's because of all the dots. That's what it is. Because it looks like you were swearing. Right, okay, enough of this nonsense. Enough of this. I'm going to get on with it. Alert box. Back to Donald Trump. Is he speaking yet? Refresh the screen. Right. I'm trying to eat my chocolate here.
At Zach Zeit donated $2 through a super chat. Chocolate and Coca-Cola better invest in dentists.
I totally agree. Right, we're waiting for Donald Trump to speak, right, about the war breaking out, right? Right, okay, here we go. So I'm now going to open this wrapper in a sexy Christmas way. I've been paid so far. I can believe it. I've been paid about $100 to eat a chocolate. So it's got to be worth $100, right? So here we go. Christmas Quality Street. I have to say, it tastes better when you've been paid $100 to eat it. I mean, it does. If I'm being honest, yeah, definitely. That is definitely the best tasting chocolate I've ever had. Normally, I'm sat on the sofa and, Trump speaking, here we go. Here we go.
Of the new Golden Fleet. We're calling it the Golden Fleet that we're building for the United States Navy. As you know, we're desperately in need of ships. Our ships some of them have gotten old and tired and obsolete.
Apologise for the sound. Donald Trump always has bad sound.
We're delighted to be joined by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, who's doing a fantastic job, and Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan. Marco Rubio is here, who gave a great few words toward the end of last week. He spoke for...
Apologise for the audio, it's terrible.
What a good job we're doing, which is true. As Commander-in-Chief, it's my great honor to announce that I have approved a plan for the Navy to begin the construction of two brand new, very large, largest we've ever built, battleships. You know, we used to build the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, the Alabama, many others. We had big battleships. These are bigger, but they will have 100 times there'll be 100 times the force, the power, and there's never been anything like these ships. These have been under design consideration for a long time, and it started with me in my first term, because I said, why aren't we doing battleships like we used to? And these are the best in the world. They'll be the fastest, the biggest, and by far 100 times more powerful than any battleship ever built. So if you look at the Iowa, the Missouri, Wisconsin, Alabama, and others, but they were similar in size, some a little bit bigger than the others, but if you take the biggest one, it's 100 times more powerful. They're longer by a little bit, but they're bigger.
They're longer by a little bit.
Much more. They use the word lethal.
They're bigger by a little bit.
Battleships are the largest, sturdiest, and most heavily armed vessel built specifically for naval combat. While America has built many new warships over the years, they've tended to be smaller, much smaller, and not conducive to where we are, where we're going, peace through strength. But including, we've been building aircraft carriers. We're going to be upping that also. We're going to be going to a superior aircraft. We have the Ford class. We're going to be upping that to a different class of aircraft.
I've been eating chocolate.
And
people have been paying me to eat chocolate.
We haven't built a battleship
Christmas, isn't it?
since 1994. These cutting-edge vessels will be some of the most lethal surface warfare ships. It will be actually the most ever built other than our submarines. We have submarines which will have, in many ways, even more lethality, and we have many of them under construction. Each one of these will be the largest battleship in the history of our country, the largest battleship in the history of the world ever built. And again, it's 100 times more powerful than the previous Iowa class, it's called. Those are the big ones that you'd see on a show. Victory at Sea. I don't know if anyone's seen Victory at Sea, but it was a classic. They'll help maintain American military supremacy, revive the American shipbuilding industry, and inspire fear in America's enemies all over the world. We want respect. We're going to have it. We already have it. More respected now than we ever were. A year and a half ago, they laughed at us. Now they respect us again at levels that they've never respected us. We envision that these two ships, we're talking about 10, but we're going to start with 2, and we're going to quickly morph into 10. And ultimately, we think it's going to be anywhere from 20 to 25 of these. But we're starting with the first 2 immediately, and we're going to then be very quickly involved with, I think, we're going to do another 8. And then we're going to ultimately, and pretty quickly, have a total of about 20 to 25. We'll make that determination. We envision that these ships will be the first of a whole new class of battleships to be produced in the years to come. From Theodore Roosevelt, the Great White Fleet, you remember that, the Great White Fleet, to the legendary USS Missouri, whose massive guns helped win World War II. America's battleships have always been unmistakable symbols of national power. We stopped making them for whatever reason, I don't know. And I want to congratulate John Tharon, who is your secretary of the Navy. He came to me the first day we met. He talked about battleships, and I said, "You're absolutely on the right track." He said, "Why are we doing other things? We have missiles, which are much more expensive." By the way, these battleships have tremendous numbers of missiles, but they also have guns. And in many ways, guns can do
I agree,
just
James.
as well as missiles at a tiny fraction of the cost. Once completed, these new 30 to 40,000 ton plus vessels will be the flagships of the American naval fleet.
Can everyone tap the like button, please? It'd be really great.
There has never been anything built like them. And I just want to, be very clear that we're building them here. We're working with
Yes, the
others.
sound is awful. It's Trump's audio, not mine. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll be negotiating with some of the companies that
Terrible
are running
audio.
those yards, taking over the yards. We used to build a ship a day during World War II. Now we don't do ships very much anymore.
Yes,
We
this
do
is
military
live,
ships, we
100%
do
live.
Submarines. By the way, we're 15 to 20 years advanced in our submarines over anybody else. That was one of the things that I did in my first term. We make the best submarines by far in the world. We're at least 15 years advanced.
Let me
ahead
check
of anybody
if
else
there
in
is
submarine
another
development.
feed.
The most powerful, that's right, the most powerful weapon anywhere in the world.
Oh, we have another feed now. We have another feed. Here we go.
So
let me share this one with you. This is better. I've got a better feed. Stand by.
Will be on the battleships. They'll also carry the nuclear arms.
Bear with me. I'm trying to mute them. Oh my gosh.
That you've instituted really quickly. Lasers, when you aim the laser at a target, it just wipes
Bear
it
with
out.
me, please.
We're going to have the U.S. Navy will lead the design of the ships along with me because I'm a very sophisticated laser in the world. Alongside our partners,
Oh my gosh. I'm out of control.
Also carry the and
Here we go.
And a lot of very talented people involved, but a lot of it's already been done. We've been doing this for months. The
This audio is
construction will
quiet. I'll
create
boost it
thousands
for
of
you.
American jobs. We're going to have the jobs be created. I mean, already we have factories being built unrelated to this, although AI will be a big factor when it comes to
It's incredible. You have to
these
work
ships. They'll be
everybody's
very
audio
AI
out for them.
AI controlled.
Is that better?
Today's announcement is yet another step in our mission to make the United States Navy stronger than ever before. Again, when you talk about 100 times the power of these massive ships that we had years ago, it's pretty amazing. And next week, I'm going to meet with the defense prime contractors. I'm going to meet with them here, Florida. And we're going to be talking about production schedules because they're too slow. We have many countries, allies, that are wanting to buy. We make the greatest equipment in the world by far. Nobody's even close, but they don't produce them fast enough. So we're going to be meeting with them to talk about the production schedules. We're going to have strong production schedules. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is to build new plants. Even with the F-35, we have many people who want the F-35 fighter jet, and it takes too long to deliver them to allies or to ourselves. It takes too long. The only way they're going to be able to deliver them is if they build new plants. They don't want to build new plants because that's expensive. So we're going to be discussing production schedules. We're going to be discussing CapEx spending. We'll be discussing the pay to executives where they're making $45 and $50 million a year and not being able to build quickly. They're going to make that kind of money. They have to build quickly. Again, we make the best equipment in the world, but they don't make them fast enough. And we're going to be also discussing dividends. We want the dividends to go into the creation of production facilities. So we'll be talking about all CapEx, dividends, and the pay. We're also going to be talking about buybacks. They spend so much money on buybacks. They want to buy back their stock. I don't want them to buy back their stock. I want them to put the money in plant and equipment so they can build these planes fast, rapidly. Like
Please tap the like button. It really helps. Thank you.
I have sold more planes than any president by far, times probably 20. So every time I go someplace, I sell 100 planes. That includes commercial planes, Boeings, et cetera, but it also includes fighter jets. And I'm always having to say 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Helicopters, Apache helicopters, many years. India bought them. They want to get them. They don't want to wait a long time. So we don't want to have executives making $50 million a year, issuing big dividends to everybody, and also doing buybacks. And then they say, well, we don't have the money to build a plant. They got to build plants. Plans to make F-35s, plans to make helicopters, plans to make the F-47 new jet. And that's it. And that's what I'm going to be talking to them about. They're going to start spending money on building airplanes and ships and the things that we need, not in 10 years and 15
It's Christmas.
years. We need
You just
them now.
missed me getting paid.
And we're
Super
strong
chats.
about it. Last week, the
To
Navy
eat
announced
chocolates.
a brand new
Best show
class
ever.
of frigate, and they're going to be working with the South Korean company. Hanwha, good company, recently agreed to invest $5
Merry
billion
Christmas.
in Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. We're opening up the Philadelphia Shipyard, once a great yard. Now it was a long time ago decommissioned, but now it's reopening. Working with the Navy and working with private companies. The record-setting defense bill I signed last week authorized $26 billion to build new ships, including destroyers and various others. We already have a lot of submarines, as you know, under construction. We're building a lot of submarines. I tell you, to be exact, we have right now 15 submarines under construction or ready to start. And we have, again, the greatest submarine in the world with our technology, like they talk about chips. Well, I would say submarines are a bigger deal than chips. We're at least
Submarines are a
15 years
bigger
ahead of
deal
any
than
other
chips.
competitor. China,
That's
Russia,
a quote of the
nobody
day.
can come close.
I like that.
We're also building right
Submarines
now 3
are
large
bigger than
aircraft
chips.
carriers, in addition to the ones we have. And we have, actually, interestingly, we have a lot of submarines. How many submarines do we have now altogether?
Bigger than chips.
Approximately.
Submarines.
Huh? What? Over 30. We have over 30. But these are the super duper subs, and there's nothing like them. So we're going to be doing from 12 to 15 brand new submarines.
Did Donald Trump just call the new submarines
have,
super duper? Tell me you did.
A couple of other things
I love it.
going on. We'll be building other elements of Navy. We'll be fixing up headquarters. We'll be fixing up places for our great sailors to live. And we're going to be working very hard with companies, but we're also going to be penalizing companies that aren't doing a good job. For instance, when they built the Ford, Gerald Ford, the cost overruns were ridiculous. That was done in Norfolk, Virginia. We're going to be talking about that with that company. The cost overruns were out of control. In World War II, the United States built upwards of 4 ships per day. Can you believe it? 4 ships a day, on average. And now they weren't all big warships, but there were ships, freighters, tankers. And it's a tragedy that we allowed this incredible capability to just go astray. We don't do that much anymore. We do build our warships, but that's about it. But that's a lot. We're going to restore America as a major shipbuilding power. We're going to ensure the USA is the most powerful fleet anywhere in the world, and long into the future, with battleships helping lead the way, and the submarines that, again, nobody competes with us on submarines. So I just want to thank everybody, and I'd like to ask Secretary Hegseth to say a few words, followed by the Secretary, but if you would, Secretary of the Navy. But Pete's doing a fantastic job. By the way, we have drugs are down 96.2%. coming into the United States.
Here come eggs. Here comes the eggs.
92.6 by sea. And soon we'll be starting the same program on land. The land is much easier. But every one of those boats that we knocked out saved 25,000 lives. So we saved 25,000 lives every time we knock out one of those boats with the drugs pouring in. And you just have to see it. I mean, people say, oh, gee, do you think it was really drugs? Well, just take a look. Bags all over the place. That's not fishing equipment. There's no fishing rods on those boats. They move fast. When you see a boat with 4 engines or 5 engines on, going 40, 50 miles an hour, well, they get hit. We save 25,000 lives every single time we knock out a boat. And it's over 96% stopped by sea. We're trying to figure out who the other 4% are, frankly. And we're going to have the same success, but even quicker, because it's much easier on land. If they want to come by land, they're going to end up having a big problem. They're going to get blown to pieces, because we don't want our people poisoned. 300,000 people died, probably last year, 300,000. A lot of people say it was 200. Somebody said last night, it was only 175,000 people. That's like 3 stadiums, big football stadiums filled up with people died. But I think the real number is 300,000. We're not going to have that anymore. So we're doing a great job, and we enjoy doing it. Our border is secure. Our country is strong. Trillions of dollars is coming into our country from other countries and companies. They're building factories and plants, including auto plants, all over the United States of America. Without tariffs, they wouldn't be doing anything, although they were very happy with the November 5th election.
Spam the chat.
But it's only because they want to avoid paying tariffs that they're all coming in. And again, the biggest number was $3 trillion. In history, that was China many years ago. Now it's $18 trillion, and that's just in 10 months. We think we could hit $20 trillion. That's investment in the United States, including plant and equipment. So thank you very much, and I'll ask Pete to say a few words, and then John. And if you have any questions, we'll take them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Well, Mr. President, you're exactly right. There are no fishing poles, no fishermen, and no fishing boats. Just drug dealers and narco-terrorists. And with every strike, we're saving American lives. No other president was willing to do real deterrence. That's exactly what's happening. It's an honor to be here, Mr. President, Mr. Secretary, Secretary Rubio, to talk about what peace through strength really looks like. You can talk about it, or you can invest in it, and you can build it. And that's exactly what President Trump is doing. At the Department of War, we're restoring the warrior ethos. In fact, the president mentioned the NDAA. We put into law merit-based. We put into law getting rid of DEI and political correctness. That's now part of how our military
laugh, folks. It's Christmas.
Operates. And you've seen it in record recruiting in the spirit of the Department of War. We're rebuilding the military. President Trump did it once. He's doing again with historic investments today in shipbuilding. And we're reestablishing deterrence, whether that's at the border, whether it's through Golden Dome, what happened with Midnight Hammer and what Iran found out, those drug boats, and of course the Houthis opening up the shipping lanes. American strength is back on the world stage. And the announcement of the Golden Fleet, anchored by new battleships, the biggest and most lethal ever, accomplishes all 3 of those things and marks a generational commitment to American
XRP
sea power.
going down for the
Across
morning
entire
GDP.
Department,
And
we are
Coca-Cola is
new
going up.
operational concepts, deploying cutting-edge
Exactly what I said would
technologies,
happen.
and making major investments, including
There's my portfolio.
in our Navy. This is happening in all domains, including space, as the president has talked about before anyone else. So it's the highest of domains and the lowest of domains under sea, and especially today in sea power, that always has to be decisive, has been in the history of America, and will continue to be under the leadership of President Trump. We will make sure that anything that flows from our country and with our allies flows freely and uncontested. New and better ships will provide that deterrent today and for generations to come. This new class, these new investments, will be the types of things that for decades, for centuries, the American people will look back and thank President Trump for having the vision and the willingness to invest right now in capabilities we need today, tomorrow, and long into the future. So, Mr. President, thank you for this investment, and I'll hand it over now to the Navy Secretary.
Mr. President, Secretary Hegseth, Secretary Rubio, thank you for being here on a very consequential day. From my very first conversation with President Trump about serving as the Secretary of the Navy, he's talked about the great Iowa-class battleship and why America doesn't build ships anymore with that kind of offensive firepower that takes the fight to the enemy. During my time in the job, I've talked extensively with our combatant commanders, like Admiral Paparo and Admiral Cooper, and our CNO, Admiral Cottle. And what I've learned is that not only is the president's idea a good one, it's something that Navy desperately needs and now has a formal requirement for. The future Trump-class battleship, the USS Defiant, will be the largest, deadliest, and most versatile and best-looking warship anywhere on the world's oceans.
What do you mean, Libra?
I want to
Speak to me
thank the
later,
president
and I'll try
for his
and
vision
work
to
out
make
what
this
you're asking me.
game-changing capability for the United States Navy. The Iowa was designed to go on the attack with the biggest guns, and that's exactly what will define the Trump-class battleships. Offensive firepower from the biggest guns of our era. This ship isn't just to swat the arrows. It is going to reach out and kill the archers. And for the first time in generations, we'll have a new leg in America's nuclear deterrence, because the Trump-class battleship will carry the nuclear-armed, sea-launched cruise missile. Striking dominance isn't all that the Trump-class battleship brings to the fight at sea. It has the size and capacity to serve as a flagship for our fleet commanders so that they can command and control naval forces far out to sea. As shown in the series, and the president mentioned it, Victory at Sea, Admirals Bull Halsey and Raymond Spruance commanded the war in the Pacific from their battleship flagships during World War II. Now this new battleship will command everything from warships to drones and everything in between.
Big smelly egg, yes.
We're going to make battle groups great again. And this is just one piece of the president's golden fleet that we're going to build with the investments he talked about.
That was good, that.
A new frigate, the right frigate, the one our warfighters have told us they need. More amphibious power for our Marines with new capabilities like the medium landing ship. As part of the Navy's high-low mix, we're moving out aggressively on unmanned vessels with funding from the president's One Big Beautiful Bill to bring options to the fight and pull new, non-traditional defense partners into the American shipbuilding ecosystem. And we're making a generational investment in support ships. Logistics wins wars, and that kind of shipbuilding is the spark that will ignite the industrial base and help power the commercial shipbuilding that the president has called for.
I love the chat. It's Christmas. Have some bloody fun. You can't make money unless you're having a good time and having a laugh. Have a laugh.
Building
Go
the president's
mental.
golden
Go
fleet
mental in the
means
super chat.
jobs across
Go
the United States
mental.
now. There'll be work for shipyards everywhere.
I'm going to eat some
from
chocolates and drink
Philadelphia
Baileys in a
to
minute.
San Diego, from Maine to Mississippi.
I might even order a
from the Great
McDonald's.
Lakes to the Gulf Coast.
Nothing you can do to stop me.
And for manufacturers that will build components for this battleship
Nothing.
in every state.
Might have a KFC as well.
The president has been clear.
Definitely.
We must bring back our American
100%.
maritime industrial might. And he has told me many times that as Secretary of the Navy, it is my job to equip our sailors to win the fight at sea with the finest ships in our history. To conclude, the USS Defiant battleship will inspire awe and reverence for the American flag whenever it pulls into a foreign port. It will be a source of pride for every American when it brings home our brave
You're not copying
sailors
and pasting
who will
enough.
sail defiant.
Lazy.
Raise their
It's
fists.
Christmas. Go
and
mental.
Say, we are peace through
Look,
strength.
like this.
And our adversaries will know when the Trump-class USS Defiant appears on the horizon, American
That's how you
victory
do
at
it.
sea is inevitable. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, when a conflict arises, you are going to ask not one, but two questions. Where are the carriers and where are the battleships? Thank you.
I just want to mention that John Phelan is one of the most successful businessmen in the country, in our country. It's been a tremendous success, and he wanted to do this, and for nothing. He's taken probably the largest salary cut in history, but he wanted to do it. He wants to rebuild our Navy, and you needed that kind of a brain to do it properly. So I just wanted to give you a little information on him, which is probably enough. But one of the most successful men in the country, and he's that because he understands it, and he understands finance in addition to what we're talking about. Somebody who's doing a fantastic job is Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. And Marco, maybe say a few words, and then we'll answer some questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I don't have much to add. This is a phenomenal presentation. Thank you, Mr. President. This is American industrial power returning. This is the ability, once again, to rebuild, to have industry in the United States. This is generational in the change, not just in terms of applying American war power, increasing our ability to protect the seas. The U.S. Navy is the single biggest source of peace in the world of all of our forces because it gives us a global footprint. But it rebuilds American industrial capacity. The ability to make things again in our country has been critical to what the President's agenda has been all about, and this is a tangible reminder of it. And I know the country's grateful for it, and generations of Americans will be grateful for it. So thank you.
Thank you, Marco. By the way, I think I'd just like to point out that these ships are made of steel as opposed to aluminum. It's a big difference, as you know. Battleships, the great battleships, had 6- and 7-inch steel hulls, and these are going to be likewise.
You can't build ships out of
aluminium,
aluminium, can you?
Very powerful steel. Our steel industry is coming back very strongly, by the way.
Can
It's
you
coming
build a
back
ship
at
out of
record
aluminium?
numbers.
I don't think so.
And we're going to be using them for the steel, but as opposed to an aluminum side, which, in all fairness, is not the same.
No.
So, John, we're going with all steel, I understand. And that's going to be something that people are surprised. More expensive, but not even comparable in terms of the importance and the strength. Yeah, please.
What's your timetable for these first two ships? And do you see them as a counter to
China? We're going to start almost immediately, and we'll probably talk in about 2.5 years.
And in terms of the mission, do you see it as a counter to China?
It's a counter to everybody. It's not China. We get along great with China. I have a great relationship with President Xi. And not China. It's just everybody. You don't know who comes along. But we just wanted peace through strength. Hopefully we never have to use them. But there will never be anything.
You're still not
like
going
these.
mental enough. It's
Think
Christmas.
Those
Go
battleships are
mental in the
incredible. These have
chat. What is wrong with
100
you?
times the power. Think of that.
No
And they
YouTube
were
channel says go
big and
mental
they
in
were
the chat
powerful.
and spam. I say
You know,
it, though.
I thought about
I say it. 'Cause
taking
it's
some that
Christmas.
are in dry
I
dock
just
and
don't care.
changing them, and then when I said
I'm going to
that,
eat Quality
you
Street
know,
in a
if
minute.
we did, would be about, we could increase, if we doubled them, they'd be at like just a tiny fraction
Annoy
of
the,
what
annoy
one
the
of these
trolls.
was.
They'll
This
come
is
in and
the
go,
new
what's going
technology,
on? This is
which
stupid.
is incredible. So we decided pretty early on not to do that. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, Julio Rosas with Most Peaceful Media. You just referenced the lower amount of illegal drugs that are coming by sea, and you just said that you're going to start that same program on land soon. Are you just referring to Venezuela, or are you referring to other countries in Latin America?
Anywhere drugs are pouring in, anywhere, not just Venezuela. No. Yes.
Speaking of Venezuela, oil. What are we going to do with the oil that we have?
Going to do with what?
The oil that has been seized. The United States
finally.
seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping it.
Where's it going? Are we going to sell it or put it in the
We're gonna keep
strategic
it. Maybe
oil
we'll sell
reserve?
it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah, please.
About Venezuela, sir, have you spoken to American oil companies that have had their assets seized about what a post-Maduro
Yes.
Venezuela would mean for them, of what coming
I have.
back and restarting
All of them,
operations?
the big ones, yeah. I have. Yeah, please.
Why do you feel like this initiative was neglected for so many years? And does this come amidst the rising tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela?
We're talking about with Venezuela?
Yes.
Well, you had a different kind of a president before me. They didn't mind being ripped off. They didn't mind being robbed. They didn't mind drugs pouring into our country. They didn't mind the jails of Venezuela and Trinidad being emptied into the U.S., where they take over Colorado and other places. I do mind. So you had a different kind of a president. I hope people are enjoying it because we've never been respected more than we are now. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their
By
full...
what?
And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me, too. Everybody was friendly with this guy. either friendly or not friendly, but they, he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers, and Bill Clinton was a friend of his. But everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago, and as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. This is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida. And everybody would come here. He'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it. But you probably have pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein many years ago, and they're highly respected bankers and lawyers and others, and they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%, by the way, in the great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know, they've got a couple of people in there that are very strange in terms of leadership, but Massey's a loser, and he likes it, and that he works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has. Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents, and there is tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question, because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin a reputation of somebody. So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success. Look, we have $18 trillion coming into our country. We have, I believe, we're going to have the most successful economy in history. We inherited a mess. Now prices are coming way down. Gasoline is less than $2 in some states. $1.99, $1.97, $1.95
Here it comes.
a gallon. $1.95.
Here it comes.
Think of that. A gallon. Nobody ever thought they'd see that. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about Epstein. And the problem is a lot of Democrats
That
are
was
being caught up in
close.
the web, like Larry Summers. Larry Summers was the head of Harvard. He's now been forced to resign from every board he's on, and he was thrown off the Harvard board. Now he was at Epstein's Island a lot. I wasn't. I never went there, by the way. But fortunately, it's nice. But I never went there. But a lot of people did go there. But instead of talking about the battleships, or instead of talking about most favored nations drugs, we're bringing down drug prices like at a level that has never even been thought of, by thousands. Think of it, by 1,000%, by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400% in some cases. A drug that sells for $10 in London is costing $130 in New York. We're bringing it down to $20, and they're going to go up to 20. So they're going from 10 to 20, which is a doubling. It's a doubling. That's a lot, but it's a doubling. But we're going down to 20. So we're going down, if you can do your own math, but it's 2,000%, 3,000%. It's pretty amazing. And the New York Times had a story about it, a small story, way in the back of the paper. It's the single biggest thing to happen with respect to drugs probably in 50 years. It's never been anything like this. In my first term, I was able to get drug prices down 0.25%. It's the first time in 28 years that they went down. 0.25%. I was so proud of myself. Now we're doing them 2,000%, 1,500%, 1,200%. That pill that sold for $130 will now be selling, as an example, for $20, because the rest of the world took advantage of us. Without tariffs, I could have never done it. I called up the heads of the countries. As an example, France, I spoke to a very good man, President Macron of France, and I said, Emmanuel, you have to raise your drug prices. He said, no, we will not do that. I said, you have to. He said, no, I don't want to do that. Look, you're asking me for go to $10 to $20. You're going to come way down to 20.
I do admire the people that work with him. It must be so difficult.
No other president
Look
even
at Rubio.
tried.
You've got to stand
But
there
if
for
they
hours.
did try, there was
I've heard
actually
this
a
a
fake
million
story
times. Must be really
Stupid
hard.
USA
that, you
Today.
know.
I didn't even think they'd make
How
it
hard
anymore.
is
I
that?
haven't. But I saw a story where Biden was trying to do this. Biden never tried to do it. Biden didn't know he was alive.
We're getting close.
He never tried to do it. But they're taking it from $10 to 20. So he would say, and the other leader said the same thing. No, we won't do it. I said, no, you're going to do it 100%. They said, nope, we're not doing it. We're not going to double our price. Because, again, if you go from $10 to $20, they're doubling their price. We're coming down, though, from $130 to $20 because we're going to get the lowest drug prices in the world. Whatever the lowest price is called favored nations, we're going to have the lowest price. So I said, no, you're going to. No, I will not do this. Politically, it's unacceptable. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to do it 100%. Please accept it now. Be nice. You're going to do it 100%.
Be nice.
No, I will not. I said, yes, you are. He said, why do you keep telling me I am when I'm not? Because if you don't do it, I'm going to put a 25% tariff on everything France sells into the United States of America. And that's approximately 20 times more than I'm asking for with respect to drug prices. He said, I see. I agree to do it. Every other country said the exact same thing. They all said, nope, I will not do it. I said, all right, on Monday morning, you'll have the 25% tariff, everything you sell. In the case of France, it was wine, champagne, cars, everything they sell. It's 25 to 30 times the price of what we're talking about, at 25%. Every single country agreed. And that was a big problem. The drug companies were difficult, but fine, because we have a certain control over the drug companies. We had no control over these foreign nations. So every single country has agreed to do this. So we will take that pill price down as an example, talking about not just pills, we're talking about everything. We'll take it down from $130 a pill down to $20 a pill. And the rest of the world will take it from $10 a pill up to $20. It's the biggest thing ever to happen, and it's barely covered in the New York Times because it's a fake newspaper. Yeah.
Mr. President, on shipbuilding, how is the administration plan to ensure that there's sufficient workforce availability as you're producing these ships?
Could you speak up?
How does the administration plan to ensure there is sufficient workforce availability as you're producing these ships?
We're going to have it. We're going to have tremendous workforce availability. We're also going to have robots helping us. We're going to have a lot of robots helping us because we need it. And because we're going to town, we're building a lot between the AI and the auto plants. So we're going to need robots. We're going to have robots, but that's going to help us. We're going to have tremendous workforce. And in order to operate you're always going to need people. You know, you can have robots, but you're going to have to get somebody to start those robots, and you're going to have to improve the robots. But we're going to have robotic factories plus manpower. So we're going to have enough. We're going to need the help of robots and other forms of, I guess you could say, employment. We're going to be employing a lot of artificial things, but the beauty is we're going to have more jobs than we've ever had. Just so you know,
we're going to employ artificial things.
We have more jobs
artificial
right now in the United States. More people are working right now in the United States than at any time.
It's Christmas, everybody.
In the
Remember to
history of
laugh.
the country.
Don't be so miserable.
Pretty amazing. So we'll have the help of, mechanical help.
Artificial
if you wanna
things.
call it that. But we'll have tremendous employment. They'll be paid a lot of money. They'll do better than they ever did. Okay? Yeah.
Some may have been expecting a different kind of announcement today, hearing your Secretary of War and Secretary of State here. You mentioned strikes on land in Venezuela more than 15 times, even now, just in your recent remarks. Why should Maduro take your threats seriously? And
He can do whatever he wants.
What's your end
Maduro?
game? What's your end
He
game?
could there's no answer. He could do whatever he wants. I mean, we have a massive armada formed, the biggest we've ever had, and by far the biggest we've ever had in South America. He could do whatever he wants. It's all right. Whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do something, if he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough. But they sent their prisoners into us. They sent people from jails. prisons. They sent people from mental institutions and insane asylums into the United States, just walked right in because Biden had an open border policy. What the Biden administration did to our country can never be forgotten. They took in millions and millions, 25 million people over the course of 4 years. Many of those people were murderers
Arm
and
wrestling
drug
winner,
dealers,
Vaz, Satoshi,
prisoners,
or Trump?
rough prisoners. 11,888 murders. More than half of them killed more than one person. They came into our country. Now, I spoke to Christine Noem today. I spoke to Tom Homan today. He came down to see me. And we had a great meeting. They've done an amazing job. We're getting them out. We're getting them out very fast. But this should have never happened. But Venezuela was one of the... Venezuela took advantage of the open borders that Biden created more than any other country. Tren de Aragua, we had gangs all over. Look, I mean, you have a very weak governor in Colorado. Look what happened in Colorado where they would occupy apartment houses. And he didn't want to do anything about it because he was scared.
Does everybody remember Bert and Ernie?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sesame Street.
So in response to the United States taking sanctioned oil from Venezuela, Colombian President Gustavo Petro criticized the United States by saying, well, the Southwest is stolen land and that it should be returned to Latin America. I just wanted to know what your response was.
Well, he has to watch because, you know, he's got drug factories. They make cocaine in Colombia. And he's no friend of the United States. He's very bad guy. And he's got to watch his ass because he makes cocaine and they send it into the United States of America from Colombia. We love the Colombian people. I love the Colombian people. They're great people, energetic, smart, great. But their new leader is a troublemaker, and he better watch it. He better close up those cocaine factories. They have at least 3 major cocaine factories. We know where they are. He better close them up fast, yeah.
I love it.
By the way, it's made and sold into the United States. Comes through Mexico.
Thank you, sir. You've named Governor Landry to be new special envoy to Greenland.
Yeah.
How do you? What do you see that role entailing? And is it still your intention that Greenland
Well, he called
become
me,
part
and
of the U.S.?
He viewed Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. He said, "I'm governor of Louisiana," and he said, "I would love."
Can everyone tap the like button? It's Christmas. I'm sitting here talking about Bert and Ernie, putting off my dinner. Come on, everybody, smash the like button.
And we need it for national protection. We need Greenland for national protection. They have a very small population. And I don't know, they say Denmark, but Denmark has spent no money. They have no military protection. If they say that Denmark was there 300 years ago or something with a boat, well, we were there with boats too, I'm sure. So we'll have to work it all out. But he felt very strongly. We need it for we need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need it for national security. We have to have it. And he wanted to lead the charge. So we're making him, Marco, today, a special envoy to Greenland. Greenland's a big deal. Yeah.
The talks that took place this past weekend, and could a trilateral discussion of sort be the next step for Ukrainian, U.S., and Russian delegations?
So the talks on Ukraine, Russia are going along. They lost, as you know, 27,000 soldiers last month, mostly soldiers, some people in Kiev, etc., but mostly soldiers. And the talks are going along. And I say that, there's tremendous hatred between these two leaders, between President Putin, President Zelensky, tremendous hatred. And I hope we can get it done. We are talking.
We're all confused, mate. We're all confused, mate.
I've solved 8 wars.
The more confused you are, the better it is.
And Thailand is starting to shape up.
That's what you want, confusion.
With Cambodia, they started up again. But I think, Marco, we have that in pretty good shape to have that stopped. So we stopped 8 wars. And I thought this would be in the middle of the pack, but maybe easy, but in the middle of the pack. But there's a lot of hatred between those two people, and when there's hatred, there's, But we stopped one war 38 years, one war 35 years, one war was going on for 32 years. And we stopped, think of it, we stopped a potential nuclear war between Pakistan and India. And the head of Pakistan, highly respected general, he's a field marshal, and also the Prime Minister of Pakistan said, President Trump saved 10 million lives, maybe more.
Roll in.
That war was starting to rage. And he actually said the other day that President Trump saved 10 million lives, maybe more. So we solved all these wars. The only one I haven't solved yet is Russia, Ukraine.
Are you still pushing for the Christmas Day deadline with Russia and Ukraine? And have you spoken with Putin or Zelensky or plan to push the deal?
I'll do whatever I have to do. I mean, I'd like to see it stop. Look, we don't lose any money on that war anymore. You know, Biden gave $350 billion, and who knows what happened to it. We now sell missiles, planes, all of the best military equipment. We sell it to NATO. We got NATO to go from 2% GDP to 5%. Nobody believed that to this day. Nobody's going to write that, but nobody believed it. And they take that money and they pay it to the United States for weapons. So we sell weapons to NATO. We sell full price. We sell weapons to NATO, and NATO takes those weapons and probably distributes them, but gives a lot of them to Ukraine. So we don't lose any money like we did with Biden. He was spending money like a fool. He was a fool. What he did to our country is so horrible. But he gave $350 billion between cash, gave a lot of cash, $350 between cash and weapons. You remember at the beginning of that whole thing, I gave them javelins. Javelins are the anti-tank busters. And President Obama at the time gave them sheets. I gave them javelins. They gave them sheets. But you know, the bottom line, it's time for, I think they're all tired of that war. Everyone's tired of that war.
I'm tired of it.
It's got to stop. Yeah, please.
The U.S. was in active pursuit of a sanctioned oil tanker yesterday. Are you able to share what became of that tanker? Was the U.S. able to seize it?
No, it's moving along, and we'll end up getting it. Yeah, we're actually pursuing it. Can you imagine? Because it came from the wrong location. It came out of Venezuela, and it was sanctioned. Yeah, please.
Ultimate goal in Venezuela to force Maduro from power.
Well, I think it probably would. I can't tell that. That's up to him, what he wants to do. I think it would be smart for him to do that. But again, we're going to find out. Look, Venezuela did terrible things to the United States. They sent hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people into our open border. They sent their criminals. They sent their prisoners. They sent their drug dealers. They sent their mentally insane and incompetent people into our country more than any other country. Others did too. The Congo did. Others did too. And we just let them come right in because we were run by a stupid president.
Going down the Congo.
But you don't have a stupid president anymore.
Remember the Bunga Congo
have
drink?
you set up the meeting with the healthcare
Remember that?
insurers
Bunga
just yet?
Congo.
What are you hoping to get? How
I'll
are
be
you
setting
hoping
it
to
up.
lower
I think
costs?
we're going to meet with healthcare, the healthcare insurers, the insurance companies. So what I'm asking for in healthcare is very simple. Obamacare is a disaster. I call it the Unaffordable Care Act. Unaffordable as opposed to, it's unaffordable. They're going to have a tremendous increase in premiums, which is Obamacare, which is them, the Democrats' fault. They'll try and blame Republicans. It has nothing to do with us. It's the Democrats' fault. What I want to do is we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year that go to insurance companies. I want that money to go to the people and let the people buy their own health care. And everybody loves it. It's become our issue. Now, before I do that, I'll meet with the insurance companies, just as I met with the drug companies. As you know, we're meeting with 4 other drug companies, Johnson & Johnson. But they've all agreed. We're meeting with them this week. It's coming up. It'll be a similar meeting. They've all agreed. But nobody would have thought the drug companies were going to do what they did, where they're giving away free drugs. And they've been so great, okay? And we have most favored nations. Nobody thought that was possible. I don't think any other president ever tried to get it because they never thought they could. But with respect to the insurance companies, I want to meet. There's essentially 14 of them, 10 big, but there's a total of 14 pretty much, pretty big. And I want to meet with them, and I want to say, I want you to cut your rates way down, way down. And maybe if they do that, we'll be able to not cut them out. We'll be able to continue to deal with them, which is probably a little easier process. I think the best process is pay the money directly to the people, let them buy their own health care. But I'm going to meet with them the first week back. I do it now, but they're trying to come up with a schedule. They want to meet badly, they've told me, but they want to come up with a schedule. I said, make it a good schedule. Your rates have to come way down. We're also going to meet with other insurance companies because under Biden, the insurance rates have gone through the roof. Auto insurance, home insurance. I mean, insurance companies are making far more than they're entitled to make. So we're going to be doing that. But just in the meantime, we'll be meeting with the insurance companies in the first week, the first few days back in Washington, because they're trying to come up with a proposal that will satisfy me. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. I hope you're going to enjoy the battleships. They're going to be beautiful. Thank you. And have a great Christmas if I don't speak to you. Thank you very much.
There we go. Thank you. Fan-flipping-tastic. Marvelous. There you go. I enjoyed that. We didn't get what I was looking for, though, information about the oil situation. But at the end of the day, we heard about the ships. So there it is. Let me bring that live news. Not live news. Okay. All right. Okay, good. Right, that's it from me. I've got to go. It was quite an interesting stream today. I literally got paid to eat Quality Street while we listened to the Trump president. Oh, God. I just poured them on the floor. Only two, a toffee and a caramel. Don't worry, I got it. Right, I've got to go. That's it. Tomorrow morning, everybody. Tomorrow morning, Sensei's live, GDP, boom or bust for crypto tomorrow morning. Really important. He'll break it all down in the newsletter, so you'll be prepared for it before the bell goes, before GDP figures come out. If it's bad, crypto could drop 10% tomorrow. It's already bracing itself for it. We can see it went down today. Coca-Cola defensive went up. That's why I bought it. That's why we're making money. All right. Okay. So that's tomorrow morning. Straight after that, he will carry on going, extended, because I'm away. I'll be live, but I won't be live. I'm trying to encourage everyone to do the right thing. So what's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow morning, it's my annual check. My annual checkup with the doctor. Basically, I'm going to prostitute myself and basically do an OnlyFans event. Yep, that's right. I'm going to go live tomorrow from the doctor's, except you won't see that part, right? And the doctor does his thing, right? The idea is to get your prostate checked. Everyone should get it done. I have people every year message me saying, thank God I did it. I got caught early, and that's what we want to do. We want to help people. So every year at this time, I go and have me check done and all the rest of it. Boom, boom, boom. So tomorrow morning, the stream will be live, but I won't be here. But the comments will be sarcastic and jokey. Because as it's going on, people always say stupid stuff. People go, yeah, we know what's going on, yada, yada. It's all a bit of fun, all right? But the point is, it draws attention to it. Not draws attention to what's going on with my bum, but what you should all be thinking about, right? That's all I'm doing it for. And then I'll come back and pick up the show and look at GDP and see how inflation and growth has affected crypto. And if crypto's crashed, I can take profit from the Coca-Cola because that will go up. I'll trim that and buy some Bitcoin. I want to buy 2 or 3 Bitcoins. I want to buy $100,000 worth of XRP, but at the right price. All right, at the right price, not a penny more than value. All right, that's it for now. So, going to hand you now over to the I just saw what Vaz has been writing in Discord. Anyway, bloody marvelous. I've got to get going. Thank you ever so much indeed. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. We heard from the president. Get ready. We've made money again today. We're up again. Crypto's gone down. We've made money on Coca-Cola again, and hopefully tonight it'll rally as expected for GDP, and then we can buy back some risk on assets in the morning. I want to get back in the S&P, but not at 29, 30 times earnings. I don't. That's a bit bonkers. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm out of here. Thank you ever so much. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you ever so much, everyone. Tap the like button. Thank you if you all subscribed, and that's it. See you back in the morning. Yeah, that's it. Right, we're going to go over now to the extra channel. So it's Christmas, so just let it run. Let it run. Help me out, all that stuff. There's extra. I think it's going to get there automatically. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I want everyone to leave a message for Chris Rear's family. I think that would be a nice thing to do. Wouldn't that be a nice thing to do? That'd be a nice thing to do, wouldn't it? So we're going to redirect to the extra channel for those of you that are lazy. All right. But for those of you that actually want to do something nice, I'll show you. This is what you can do if you want to be nice. Here's the homepage of the channel. If we scroll down here, on the homepage, look, you see Martyn Lucas. That's the music channel. You click on that. And I did two things. I did a video for Chris Rea. This was driving home for Christmas. It was a 15-minute special tribute to Chris Rea. You might enjoy that. And then you can go below in the comments and leave a message to the family. The people that knew Chris were in the chat, because I know Chris too. They were in the chat. Or there's a video as well, which is just Road to Hell. So what shall I leave you? I'll leave you both. Shall I? Shall I leave you both? Okay, here we go. Copy. There you go. Here's the video. Chris Rea tribute. Chris Rea. He died this morning. One of my mates. There's the first one, and then there is the live one. Share, copy link. There you go. Live. I would love your comments for the family of Chris Rea and fans and friends around the world. He died driving home for Christmas, driving to heavens for Chris Rea tonight. There you go. All right, that's it from me. You can see him on the studio. I've had him in the studio all day today. Chris Rea up here. Lovely guy, great music, and just a gent of rock and roll. So you might want to take part in that. A bit of history. Leave your thoughts below in the comments. All right, folks, the links are pinned to the top. Click on them now. Have a little listen. I'll see you back in the morning. That's it from me. Thank you ever so much indeed. Until next time, as always, driving home for Christmas. Go and check it out. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.